Everyone is different. Age, sex, experience, physical capacity, height, reach, general health, cultural background, education, and so on. When looking at workspace design, we should consider a number of important human factors, including total height. Allowance should be made for tall people. They should be able to adopt a natural posture, which is to look slightly down. Shoulder height. Controls should be between shoulder and waist height. Reaching above shoulder height should be avoided. Elbow height. Normally, work surfaces should be just below elbow height. Arm reach. Allow for the shortest reach when reaching up or out. Allow for the tallest when reaching down. Keep frequent work within forearm distance. Leg length. Allow for long legs in seating and provide adjustment or footrests for shorter legs. Hand size. Allow for grips to be used by small hands. Avoid hazardous openings that small hands could penetrate. Make sure access openings can accommodate large hands. Body size. Allow for the largest and consider clothing which will add bulk. All body movements or exertions are the result of contracting or extending the muscles. All muscular effort will lead to fatigue, but the rate of the effect will depend on a number of things, including general level of fitness, age, and experience. When we are using dynamic muscular energy, such as when walking, our muscles effectively function as pumps for the blood supply system, which in turn supplies the muscles with energy-rich sugar and oxygen. When we are using static muscular energy, such as when we are crouched over like this for an extended time, the muscles are contracted, and this restricts the flow of blood and the supply of sugar and oxygen. It also allows waste products to accumulate in the muscle cells. As an exercise, try holding your arms outstretched for about 3 minutes. Usually, within 2 minutes, pain and discomfort will occur. Compare this to walking for 3 minutes, a task most people would have no trouble with and certainly not cause pain or discomfort. The other interesting thing about using static muscular energy is that the recovery time from fatigue is about 10 times longer than fatigue caused by dynamic muscular energy. The importance of good work posture cannot be underestimated. The short-term consequences of bad posture are pain and discomfort. The long-term consequences can include lower back pain, shoulder and neck pain, and tendinitis. Here are a number of examples of posture problems that are commonly seen and should be avoided. Dynamic muscular energy is used in every job to some extent or other. The most common problems associated with this form of human energy are those associated with manual handling. Manual handling problems should be addressed by using correct lifting and carrying techniques, along with the approach of carefully evaluating each task. Questions should be asked, such as, must the load be moved? Must it be lifted? Can it be moved mechanically? Can the load be reduced? Can assistance be gained? And is the load too heavy to lift? Responding to these types of questions will lead to a reduction in the number of manual handling hazards. Repetitive motion injuries, such as carpal tunnel syndrome, can result from dynamic muscular effort. Many functions that can lead to cumulative trauma injuries, such as packing, writing, assembly and data entry, unfortunately cannot be avoided. The strategy for addressing repetitive work is essentially good job design, combined with engineering controls whenever possible. In many situations, repetitive functions can be integrated with other job tasks. This not only reduces the repetitive work for the individual, but frequently results in a more meaningful and rewarding job function. The relationship between man and machine is complex and important in the ergonomic equation. Machines perform many functions that are repetitive. They can supply a constant source of power, perform hazardous operations, operate for extended periods of time, and so on, and so on. Apart from supplying materials to a machine, people essentially interact with machines in two ways. They monitor the machine function and performance by mostly looking at the machine display functions, and they operate the machine by using the machine controls. Using any piece of machinery requires us to process information, and we usually rely on our sight and our hearing. Therefore, it is important that there is appropriate lighting and noise levels are acceptable. Complex information should always be displayed visually. Simple or urgent signals can be auditory. A combination of both auditory and visual signals can call the attention of the operator and supply details of the current status. Displays should be organized so that any break in a pattern is easy to see. Detail should be kept to a minimum. Gradations kept simple. Numbers and letters clear and the appropriate size. And colors and symbols should be considered to enhance displays. Displays are there to tell us what a machine is doing and when action is required. Controls are often integrated with displays and enable the operator to run the machine. Controls should be easy to locate and enable the operator to still view displays or the operation of the machine itself. The following general guidelines should be applied to controls. Avoid contradicting common habits of control operation. For example, a water tap is turned on anti-clockwise and off clockwise. A light switch is on in the up position and off in the down position. Under stress or when tired, people tend to act instinctively, and control operations that contradict common habits are much more likely to cause errors. There should be a natural connection between the control functions and the displays. In other words, the display response should match the control action. For example, if the control moves up, the display should move up. Controls and displays that relate to each other should be grouped together. Frequently used controls should be easily accessible, and frequently observed displays should be in the center of the field of view whenever possible. When correct sequences of control functions are important, controls and displays should be placed in sequence. Emergency controls should be within easy reach and in the normal field of vision when operating the equipment. And finally, on switches should be difficult to operate by accident. The multidisciplinary nature of ergonomics very often makes it difficult to understand and apply. Compromises and often small improvements are the hallmarks of almost every organization's commitment to ergonomics. However, long-term results can be dramatic. In a world with an aging population, and hence an aging workforce, ergonomics is becoming even more important. Applied properly, ergonomic principles will improve productivity, morale, health, and safety. Ergonomics is not an option.